What's up, cultivators? Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Small Businesses Before They Make It Big. I'm here with
Coach Ron.
Coach G.
Coach G. So what's the name of y'all's business and company?
C81, better known as Camp 81, home of Zone 6.
Yes, sir. See it, run it, believe it.
Amen. So you talked about it a little bit, but what's the story behind the name?
You want to do this?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and break them out. The story behind the name is, like I said, we was a collective item. We started off with Little League, the Ravens organization. And when we was talking, he asked me, did I train? Mm-hmm. And I said, yes, I train. I train high school kids because I wasn't really dealing with a lot of Little League kids until now. And I really coach pretty much 14s, 15s, 16s, middle school and pretty much high school. And it started with my two cousins. So my two cousins, they go to Side Creek High School, Jamarian Ross and Josh Ross.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. And they went on and bring me other kids such as Eugene Durst Jr., quarterback at Eisenhower High School right now. He's about to be a junior. And Robert Hawkins, he also a defensive back. He's about to be a senior. And Jason Washington, another receiver. He's about to be a junior this year. And so these kids is really the ones that kind of got me going to put the battery in my back. And it started with just them 5. Then it kind of led on to me doing it on the side. And what I mean by on the side, just to give me, it's a hobby before it became just what I do.
Because you're passionate about what you do, right?
Yeah, because once I touch that grass, man, Coach Ron, he could tell you, hey, like a lot of people be trying to figure out, man, what is he on, man? Is he on anything? Oh, he doing this? No, it's the love. When you have love for anything you do, you can have a long day. I'm talking about a long day to the point, man, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this no more. But when you touch that grass that you smell that's cut from, from the fresh Sunday grass, you smell that, that's the love for the game. And so once I hit that grass and I see little kids like such as, I'm gonna give a shout out to BJ. He made this bracelet for me.
Oh, that's clean with the crown on it?
Yeah, with the crown. Now the one with the smash, that's the whole, the green color. And that's motivation. So that alone is my energy. So that's where all the energy comes from, is these kids seeing them light up when you doing something that they want you to do. Not only want you to do, but getting them involved in what you're doing. Because all kids want to be involved into something that's something that's positive. And they see it. And they got to run it. And they have to believe it. And that's why Camp 81 is forming the way it is.
Amen. So you doing your thing, you focusing on your mini coaching on the side. When do you come into the picture?
Well, we met on the field. We're walking back down, and I just like he said, I asked him, "Hey, you coach?" My son played. I was going to let him train my son up, and he told me he didn't charge. And I'm not from here, so I don't know if anybody else. But most of the world, we look at Texas as a home of football. So I'm like, bro, you can make a business out of this thing. And I said, hey, give me about 48 hours. I'll show you something. And I like numbers. I've done other businesses before. And I just showed him potentially what we could do. He was like, can you just help me with this? And that's humbling for another man to tell another man, hey, just help me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, bro, I got you. The bond just came from there. He said, but the name is this. I said, I don't want to change too much. Let's just keep it what you got. So he said, it's this, it's that. I said, hold on, 81? I said, yeah. I said, we're going to keep it 81. He said, why you say that?
Yeah. I
said, my birthday 81. He said, oh, I'm sold. It's 81. That's a sign from God from us. And we just kept clicking from there. The football, we started coaching defense together.
Yep.
And it just kept gelling. Yep. You see us on the field together, the energy feed off each other, the environment people get around us, and it just changed. Yes, it's kind of like that Ray Lewis vibe he had with the Ravens, So we just want to bring the same energy that we have to the kids, and it does that to them. Mm-hmm. We able to reach children that sometimes parents say, my kid ain't gonna do this, my kid might not do that. Mm-hmm. And we like, right. And it happens. Mm-hmm. But sometimes we as parents, we can project on the kids our fears. Whereas us as coaches, we don't have the field. We got the belief that you don't even have yet in yourself. And that's our job. You know what I mean? So we really we rock like that.
That's amazing. So a lot of the parents are going to want to know, what is it that makes you guys different versus all the different camps out here in Texas? So what makes you guys stand apart?
We are players first. And normally the way that the wave is going right now, even in college football, I have a lot of college, I want to say friends, old teammates, like Kenny Guyton. He's an offensive coordinator / receiver coach at Wisconsin. And I also have predominantly a lot of high school coaches that I play ball with. And so that will kind of boosted this camp, because not only I'm doing it for that, but for the notoriety of these kids of trying to get them to the next level. Because that's the goal. We trying to go to school for free. I got that from my Coach Prudhomme and Coach Bowie, the one that trained me and molded me the way that I am today, as far as coaching and taking it serious, as far as getting into the kids, not only in their heads and their mental, but get the best out of them. Like Coach Ron just said, get the best out of them, because sometimes they could doubt themselves. And they don't realize their full potential until you show them, until you tell them, until you get them to understand and buy into what you're selling. So sometimes what people do is they so focus on selling things without having a purpose. And my purpose is to change your life for the better for you and your family, not only for you and your family, but you as a person, as your character. So we try to eliminate all character flaws that would prevent you from being great. So at that point, that would kind of separate us from everybody else. We're more tuned for the child, and we're more in tune of student first, athlete second. Because with Camp 81, we pretty much, we like grades. Mm-hmm. So we like grades. So them grades got to be on point. If them grades not on point, what's the point of we doing right here? At the end of the day, I know the requirements for NCAA to get the full scholarship. You got to get accepted to the college first. You got to pass the state test first. You got to get over them hurdles. So once you get past them hurdles, then you got the SAT, the ACT. Once you do that, then it's still a little more work to do, because you got to write a letter to get accepted to the college. Mm-hmm. So all those intricacies that we are trying to let the kids know is more than just football. You have to get past this, because now you got NIL. You got all kind of things. You can buy your mom a house in college.
Facts.
We didn't have that.
We did not.
So you can ride around in a Lamborghini. I seen it with my own two eyes. B. John Robinson, the running back from Texas. He's the first one that I seen on TV to have a $1.5 million car, $1.5 million car, lime green Lamborghini, driving down the campus.
Remember that?
Yeah, driving on campus. Yes, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there then, because this is new now. But we came up with Roman noodles and have to put the money together. Let's go downstairs and get some Wendy's, and them hunger pain nights. So, and I also want the kids to keep that hunger, because right now you can get distracted by a lot of distractions what's taking place right now. So that's another thing we can implement with the Camp 81 is to eliminate, blot out the noise. Let's focus on your craft, but also let's focus on these grades. Let's focus on being a student, because we can get you there with the skill set that me and Coach Ron do. And know we seen our work, so we know what we worth at the end of the day. But at the same time, we want to work on you getting over that hurdle, which sometimes they kind of prevent us from going, is grades.
That's amazing. I love the fact that you guys do that, because there's not a lot of people that format the sport in a way to where it's like, hey, you can get out the gutters, you can do better for your life. And then you guys set up a template and a path for them to walk. That's absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm. Right. Most definitely. I know
something else that's going to be big time for the parents is y'all's backstory playing football yourselves.
Okay. I'm going to start off. Can I pop it off?
Go for it.
I'm pop it off. Okay.
You on the road. Stop.
Okay. Most of it started off, okay, I was a basketball fan. Folks will never believe it right now. I was basketball, because growing up in Little League, the way it's changed now, you had to be a certain amount of weight to run the ball. So you had to be 95 pounds below to get a wristband to run the ball. So I told myself, once I stepped on that scale and seen it said 110 at 10 years old, I said, I can't run the ball. So I said, Mama, I don't want to play football no more. So I said, let me stick to basketball. And so, because I don't want to play on the line. I wanted to catch the ball. I wanted to be a quarterback. I wanted to be a running back. The typical positions that a kid want to play.
I know I'd want that position.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a typical position any kid want to play with. So that killed that dream real early. So when I had a chance to actually play the actual position I wanted to play, I noticed that we had a lot of quarterbacks and running backs and receivers. So I said, let me stick to this tight end. Let me stick to this DN because I want to play defense too. I want to come off this edge and knock somebody's head off. So it started off in middle school when the football really kicked in because I had a lot of friends. It started off like that. That's why I was saying, like, to Coach Ron, a lot of these kids could be playing just for their friends. Some of them could be playing for their family. Some of them could be playing just because they want to be out the house. So I was one of those kids. So that's why I kind of could relate to the kids today as far as being a player's coach instead of a coach. And ain't nothing wrong with a traditional coach because sometimes we need that, the traditional side. But when you have a blended of twist of traditional and players coach, you're a double-edged sword just ready to chop some wood down.
You can notice something immediately, huh?
Yes, real quick. So it started off in middle school. Then it kind of took off ninth grade with me and my quarterback. We kind of collabed. We was like the 1-2 punch. Other than we had other juggernauts such as running back Curtis McGregor and other running backs and stuff like that. And we kind of formed like Voltron. So it got to this. It got so serious that when a lot of seniors was falling off, like on varsity, they wanted to move me up, but unfortunately, I wasn't. My mother didn't let me. She didn't let me. She said, son, them some grown kids up there. I don't want you playing no varsity in the right grade. But unfortunately, my number one safety in the country, he ended up moving up. So I said, well, he's moving up. Why I can't move up? Just wait your turn, son. So the varsity coach called my mom and everything, trying to get her going. She wasn't coming. She wasn't going for it. So she shut that down because we had some dogs up there too. Like we had one guy, Mr. Alexander, class 06. He was Florida State, and he was running through everything that moved. So having to go through that at practice, and I was kind of like, yeah, you're right, mother. Missed it to this ninth grade 18 ball. So me and my quarterback, we ended up gelling, and we ended up becoming. We took the scene by storm, and that's when I got the birth of being a receiver and having like scoring touchdowns every game. Like just go get it. So it happened by my coach saying, because we had two middle schools forming to go to the ninth grade. And my coach basically says, Timmons, you're not going to play tight end this year. Why? So I kind of got down on myself. I'm like, man, why? Why I can't play tight end no more? He said, because we're going to switch you to receiver. I'm like, man, we run the ball a lot. You're not going to throw the ball like that. Don't worry. We got a quarterback. So when he said we had a quarterback, but he really couldn't run then, you know what I'm saying? He ran senior year, gave you a shout out. He ran senior year, but 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, he was a straight up pocket passer to the point he outthrew Andrew Luck. My junior year, he outthrew him the first week. He had 415 yards and like 4 touchdowns. So he always been the underdog. His story alone by itself is an underdog story. So me and him, we took high school by storm. In 10th grade, that's when I started on varsity, and that's when the birth of 81 started coming about. And my junior year, it was just on and rocking, and that's when I got my first offer was from Texas A&M.
Oh, snap.
And after Texas A&M, my coach, Coach Phipps, he basically kept us in a loop with the recruiting world. So he had a lot of people that had a lot of hands in different schools. So it wasn't nothing for him to call this coach, hey, come down and check this kid out. They called this coach, come down and check this kid out. Before you know it, you became a prospect. Not only a prospect, but a blue chip prospect, a 4-star prospect, and that's where I was. I was a 4-star recruit off of Rivals.com, and on Scout.com I was a 5-star. And my junior year, that's when all the offers started coming from A&M. Texas offered me second. Believe it or not, they offered me second. And Oklahoma, they offered me. But once I committed to Texas my junior year, everybody kind of faded back. And so I was still kind of hanging my head up a little bit as far as Oklahoma, because Oklahoma, they was rocking then, and they was pretty good, and they was always top 10. And Texas was just now, I'm not saying now because Vince Young, of course, they won the Rose Bowl, and they won it back-to-back years. But once I committed my junior year, and that's when everybody kind of stayed back a little bit. Then I became loyal to Texas, and that's when commitment was serious then versus now. And that's another thing we are going to add, just as far as Camp 81, is having some commitment and as far as loyalty, because we also want to preach that too, because, you know, you can always, if somebody hot over here, they're going to go over there. If somebody cold over here, I don't want to go over here no more. I'm going to go where it's hot. So we're going to bring that to the camp too, as far as just having some loyalty and just so we can have some commitment. So I became then been a number one receiver in the state, and I played in the U.S. All-American Bowl, started, and I went against some of the top DBs in the nation, such as Drake Kirkpatrick. I want to say Patrick McNamara. He played in the Giants for a little while. I also went against a lot of great competitors from California. You know, the U.S. All-American is the best of all in the U.S. What? So, I went against some dogs, and they also taught me some things. And when I kind of lined up against the dogs and became the big dog, and that's when the confidence went through the roof. And so that's when I went on and signed my letter of intent and went to Texas. And unfortunately, it got crossroad a little bit due to distractions. And that's why I was saying earlier, just as far as distractions, I was one of those kids that got distracted by the materialistic things that comes to the world, and also the accolades and the status that you on and the level that you on. So that's why a lot of this is falling into place the way it is now, because of the stories and the missed opportunities. And this is an opportunity that we is owning up to. And back then, like I told Coach before, my skill set was mature, but I wasn't mature in my mind. So that speaks volume by itself, because right now, as you look back and you can see what you're worth and understand that you have been listening, you have been paying attention, but now it's time to apply it. And that's what Camp 81 is doing right now. We're applying what we know. We're applying our past experiences, our past doubts that we miss, and we're not going to miss this one. So don't miss the bus. Catch it. Shout out to Peanut, RIP.
What's the question again? I just like hearing this story because it's just so much you learn about him, who the real GT is. Mm-hmm. So whenever he talks, it amazes me. I was telling him that earlier. He was telling me some stories when we were on the ride over here. And I was like, man, I just never get bored of hearing your stories. You know, so what's the question again?
Yeah, so I figured it's a big deal for parents to know the backstory, kind of like how he mentioned, not only being a coach, but also having that experience as a game changer. Well,
my accolades aren't as impressive as GT's. I tell them that all the time. But I played ball all the way from Little League all the way up to college as well. I was on the state championship team back home, Richmond, Virginia, Verona High School. That was old years ago, 99. Was one of the first state championship teams they had.
Hey, shout out to that.
Yeah. So played in Massachusetts. And then kind of like what GT was saying, life hit me. I got hit up with the girls on that side of life. And I had to step into manhood real fast. So I had to put my career down, you know. And that's one thing I let the players know. You know, we real transparent with these boys, you know, and this is why this didn't happen. You know what I mean? And then I had to make a decision. So I joined the military. You know, and I served in Iraq and Afghanistan, U.S. Army for 12 years. So we bring a lot of discipline with us as well. two different magnitudes from the military standpoint to a D1 caliber player. Now that's what you're getting when you come to C81. So from there, now we are here to teach the boys all the intricacies of the game, the right, the wrong way, and the indifferent. We've been to glacier clinics, things of this nature. Like we're taking this thing very serious on what we're doing. We've partnered with some of the people in the community, letting them know we're here. What would the boys benefit from more, and how can we be that service? So here we are.
That's amazing. And so to close it out, we're all about our community. And so if there's anything you want to give on to your boys, maybe they'll see this future, or when y'all are all old and they're still playing ball, if you want to leave a message to them and our people as well.
My message to be who you are. And I know that's kind of sound just kind of cut straight to the point. Be who you are, because it's a lot of people are trying to pretend to be someone that they not. And sometimes us grown-ups, we kind of got to shape ourselves back from that too. And that's all I have to say about that. Just be who you are. Don't change off your environment. Stay in your lane, look at your vision, and see the tunnel. See your vision at the end of the tunnel. There's always going to be that light. You're going to hit a wall, but be who you are and stay who you are. Stay true to who you are. And if all that apply, you're going to be who you are. You're going to be who you are.
No, facts.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yes, sir. I just tell him, like we talk about it, and I tell him this, and all the mentees we have right now, what you do today determines your tomorrow. So give it all you got today if you want to see a good result tomorrow. Don't leave it all on the line. Like we tell the boys when we coach them on Saturdays and Sundays, whatever game we may have, leave it there. I want 120, as Eric Thomas say. I want 120. I don't want 100. I want you to know that you can go beyond when you lined up across that man or that whatever it may be, that adversity. You got it in, you give it all you got, 120. What you do today will determine your tomorrow.
That's a fact. And so parents are going to want to tap in. They're going to know how they can get in contact with you guys.
Sure.
How can they get in contact with y'all?
Reach us on Instagram, page Camp 81 Texas, Instagram, and also on Twitter, Camp 81 Texas, with a TX.
Yep.
With TX, capital T, with an X, and you can see the logo bright as day, burnt orange with the camo.
Yes, sir.
Bright orange with the camo.
Is there any open camps y'all doing? Any come play on the field, open invite to everybody coming up soon?
All that information to be on the page.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All the
That's
information will be
epic.
on the page.
All right. That's Rap Cultivators. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace and
y'all
chicken
later.
grease.